actually wants, and he's manipulating us into doing it. Maybe. I just don't get these butterflies I see everywhere. Like, am I going mad or something?
Circe preparing wine. What better trap for Ulysses? It.
I mean, it's possible he went up to his room, but he would have had to go through the back door. Otherwise, I would have seen him. I want to go up there. Or maybe I do. No, I can't go that way, so. Search continues.
Like what I felt when I think of what I've found out about my mother. The soul must be transformed in order to attain sublimation by the recombination of the alchemist. It's tempting. Thus ends the great work, the incarnation of the purified spirit, the elevation of the soul, now linked to the action of the alchemist. Except if the alchemist has intentions, then it's called manipulation. The alchemist. Nice.
Let's try this room.
Dante's paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays. A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
I do not have the keys yet. Okay, that wasn't useful. That's weird.
Hey, Peru's name tag's fallen off, and his door's ajar.
This place is trashed.
Dear Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking. Some of them still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents on the scaffold, but I expect they will cease in due course. Should you decide to send us more, please note that another 20 beds will soon be ready. The children and myself will never thank you enough. Long live the Republic. Long live France. Sister Marie-Hélène.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
I wanted to share with you my calmer thoughts of Ramona. Needless to say how much I miss you and how much I regret having you separated from you, but I know you will be virtuous, courageous, and safe with your sister Marie Helen. I will never be able to mend my mistakes, but I know how to save you from their consequences once and for all. You always be assured my fatherly devotion and affection. Never doubt, come what may, you must know that everything will turn out for the best. I am determined to protect you from whatever price I have to pay. So be confident and serene in times of ordeal. So the room is trashed, but only out there. I mean, there's a towel on the ground. Maybe he's upset with everything that happened. I mean, I would be too if I had to give up my child. And he talked about making a deal with the devil kind of deal.
The Massacre of the Innocents, but by Van Harlem. I think that Mortimer likes to play mind games with his guests.
Or maybe he wrote that and stumbled out, knocking this over in the process. But not kind of that way. Which I just came from that direction.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
It's from my mom. Dear Monsieur Bonaparte, in reply to your demand of enthronement into our society, I hereby inform you that unfortunately you do not meet the criteria required to become a member of the Golden Order. We are, however, honored by your interest you have shown in our research and activities. We are, however, honored by the blah blah blah. We have no doubt that your keen interest for the occult sciences will one day allow you to join us. And in anticipation of that day, please accept the expression of our full consideration. What does that mean? Lots of sus going on.
It's a beautiful weapon. A Levy Damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles.
Conviction.
My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here. Paoli continues to steer our motherland, Corsica, toward open warfare between France and England. His men are everywhere. We are obliged to go into hiding and are unable to remain in the same place for more than 2 days. I wouldn't be surprised if they targeted us soon. Make haste, my son. You hold our destiny in your hands. Your loving mother, Maria Letizia Bonaparte.
I think it's actual gold Sieg. This guy seems very wealthy.
A bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier.
So I went this way, right, and I did this. I'm checking I'm not missing anything there.
The Battle of Alexander at Issus, or how Alexander the Great triumphed over King Darius. Yet another one with delusions of great honey. I couldn't have hoped for better.
But I cannot pick it up.
The Beaucaire dinner. It hasn't been signed yet, but there's a letter with it. It isn't signed. That's some quality paper. And that handwriting, I'd say it's Mortimer's.
My dear Bonaparte, as promised, here are a few pages I recommend you publish within the next few months. We both know that it's sheer lack of time that printed you from stringing these lines together yourself. The ideas are yours, though. No need to feel indebted. Your success will suffice for the good of all.
So, Bonaparte is going to publish a book that he didn't write. That crafty little rascal.
Interesting. Okay, so we found some more information, but not the reason. Can I go into this room?
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Which is Emily's room. Key with an occult air symbol. Well, we found one of them. Coin.
Manuel Godoy, a painting of himself in his room. Now that's not going to help him develop a sense of modesty. Don Quixote. Talking without thinking is like shooting without taking aim. I'm gonna have to think about that one.
I definitely gotta go out on that porch.
Charles IV of Spain. Now there's no chance of Godoy forgetting who he owes everything to.
A fragment of amber.
Ooh. Okay, let's go out on this. That's not the... Okay, those two are dead ends, but I'm pretty sure I can get out on this porch. Interesting. Can't do anything there. This seems to be the other side. Wasn't I not able to get in this room?
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
It is, and it's very detailed. So, like, you gotta give them, like, credit.
Saturn devouring his sun. Again? Saint Francis of Assisi in ecstasy. Before superior voices. It always amuses me to see how art gets used for propaganda purposes. A cash.
So I keep finding these coins everywhere.
Inferno by Dante.
That's
Abandon
that again.
hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
You deserve to live here. I'm sure you do, Sieg.
Dear Monsieur de Richet, please excuse me, but I am unable to join you.
Yeah, we read that before.
Last Judgment. Why do I always get the most terrifying room? The incredulity of St. Thomas. Why is Caravaggio representing St. Thomas putting his finger in the wound? Thomas looks on but doesn't touch.
Huh, that's me.
Yeah, that's me. Almost like he forgot where his room is.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
So this is the room that we went into. Which means I should be going the opposite way. Can't go to that room. I'm getting so turned around, it's like not even funny. This is Washington, so here we go. I don't know what it is up there. So I'm gonna try and reach
Devil's
for
Thorn. I'll
Aw.
keep it.
it. Not useful.
A map of Vermont.
That's a weird painting to have.
Locked.
Have to keep an eye out for a key.
My dear George, I'd like to invite you to join me as planned at my place. I have a project to show you. It is time that the United States played a more important role on the world stage. I understand your reluctance of playing with fire. I know your new country is very young, but rest assured that I would do nothing to jeopardize what we have built together. I look forward to seeing you soon. Your friend, William.
Okay. Small key.
Portrait of George Washington.
Now that I have the key, I can
Locked.
open it and not worry.
The president's personal reserve of laudanum, and judging by the quantity, you can't go without it. Ah, there's also a letter.
Dear Mr. President. Why is it in quotes? I'm returning my answer as quickly as I can. We already spoke about it before you left, but I note that things have not improved. I urge you to follow my advice. I urge you to follow my advice and stop taking Ladon. How'd they say it? Ladalium? Immediately. See, do you even know like what that is? Is it like popular in this time frame? I'm already looking for a substitute, but I'm afraid you won't weight, your excessive consumption is in danger of definitively impairing your chances of securing your next mandate. Your addiction is jeopardizing the ex- exercise of your office and duties. My friend, I regret I see no other solution but to stop your daily intake. Yours truly, Dr. W. Thompson. Okay. So the president has an addiction. I'm gonna get. Washington is gonna walk in as I'm walking out.
Louis? What, what are you doing in my room?
Come, you got the wrong room. Pretend you're a burglar. Oh god, hold on. Hold on. It started to become more apparent that I remember these. Washington. He's immune to politics. Other than that, I don't know anything else. And politics are this one, right? Yeah. Flatter him, pretend you heard a burglar. How about we try being direct?
Mr. President, I won't beat around the bush. I came to persuade you not to follow Lord Mortimer on this one.
I appreciate your forthrightness, Louis. That will save us some time. Well, since you're here, can I get you something to drink?
No, thank you, Mr. President.
As you wish. Well, Louis, it's getting late, and this is not my first conference, so let's get straight to the point. You are here to motivate me to change sides.
I have decided not to follow Mortimer.
I noticed. Every man must make his own choice. What can we say? That's the political game. And you did not commit to supporting Mortimer, so there's nothing for you to feel bad about. So, what can I do for you?
Mortimer's plans to go against him. You're a laughing stock, although about why. Speak about Mortimer's plan. Your side is going to lose.
President Washington, I regret that my situation is contrary to yours, especially as I really do respect you.
Me too, Louis. Let us not mix business and emotion.
Understood. I've just come from a meeting with Sir Gregory and his supporters. They are all rallying against Mortimer's project.
That is to be expected.
Great Britain, the Kingdom of Spain and Sicily, the Kingdom of Prussia, the Holy Empire, the Kingdom of Portugal, of Bohemia, and of Hungary.
I know, Louis. I know. The coalition against France also gives me cause for concern. I'm certainly not saying that, on paper, Mortimer's plan seems very viable. Anyway, you haven't really said what you wanted to say. Tell me, Louis, what have you come here to sell me?
You should join home.
And why would I do that?
Oh, out of duty to my mother.
You owe it to my mother. She helped you in your early days. She supported you when you needed it. I'm certain she'd be against this plan.
Do you know who introduced me to Sarah all those years ago? Lord Mortimer. Do you know who advised Sarah to start up a chapter of the Golden Order with me in the United States?
Lord Mortimer?
You see my point, then? I have a lot of respect for your mother, Louis, but my allegiance is to Lord Mortimer. Tell me what Sir Gregory has to offer that I don't already have with Lord Mortimer.
Oh my god, it's my last chance. We're gonna take this one.
You are a man of conviction, Mr. President. You would never make a choice that could cost the American people very dearly. If Mortimer falls, he will bring the United States down with him. Haven't the American people suffered enough?
I would never do anything that would put my people in danger.
Exactly. Therefore, choose your allies wisely, sir.
I must admit, your arguments
agree,
do make
Steve.
sense, Louis.
Very
Louis,
interesting.
you've convinced me. I congratulate you for your performance. because I
I'm
didn't
scared
think
of
it could
what
happen.
know what like a
I
real
merely
fail
exposed
looks
the
like.
facts to you.
Don't spoil everything with your false modesty now. You really were very good, and that's that. In any case, I shall follow you on this one. This may well arouse Lord Mortimer's wrath, but I must put the United States before anything else. Have we finished, Louis?
Absolutely, Mr. President. I shan't keep you any longer. Allow me to take my leave.
Good night, Louis. Get some rest. Tomorrow will be a very big day.
Well, that's one thing out of the way. Only thing left to do is wait for the conference to resume tomorrow morning.
I'm still getting this like second guessing that he wants the conference to fail. Some part of me has this feeling. No, my room is definitely the other way. Oh my god, this house sometimes.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Good evening, Monsieur le Français.
Duchess, you're here.
Wow.
What a charming surprise. I'm beginning to think you can't be without me.
You have managed to penetrate my armor, sir. Am I disturbing you, perhaps?
That's not what I said.
Ah, by the way, congratulations on choosing Sir Gregory this evening. You surprised me. I wasn't expecting it.
Why, Emily, can't you read me like an open book?
Not as well as you read me, it would seem.
I'll teach you if you'd like.
There's nothing I'd like more.
Tell me, are these visits to Mortimer's always so intense?
Yes and no. My sister doesn't normally disappear like she has. Any news of your mother?
Still nothing. And you? Any news of your sister?
No, but knowing her, I'm persuaded she's on someone's trail. You'll see. She'll surprise us all.
If only you knew, Emily. You're right. We must remain positive. I'm sure it won't be long before she turns up.
My thoughts, too. She is Duchess Hillsborough, after all.
And as such, she is capable of anything.
I am sure that you'll appreciate her. You'll see.
No doubt about that.
And it might turn out that you prefer her to me. Who knows?
Wait, are we gonna have a thruple here?
Rest assured, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm sure she's very nice, but there is only one Emily Hillsborough.
We shall see. Can we change subject, please? I didn't come here to go through all that again.
Of course, it's late. You're right.
Aww. Don't trust her too much, Louis.
Come, Louis.
Oh boy.
My friends, do not worry. I assure you that Lord Mortimer's plan will never see the light of day. I shall deal with informing our allies, but for the time being, I need you to make a stand.
What do you think about Monsieur de Richet?
I don't know yet. I feel there's great potential in him. He looks like he can be trusted.
Why isn't he with us? He was opposed to Mortimer.
I'll wait and see. I'm still not sure of his position. And Duchess Hillsborough. Why isn't she here? She's busy. Don't worry about her.
Oh, isn't it time to replace her?
Not so fast, sir. She is an important figure. You ought to have a little more faith in her.
What are we going to do about Washington?
He will be a hard nut to crack. On our chessboard, he is Mortimer's king.
Don't worry. Mr. President only wants one thing: to keep his dear America united. He won't jeopardize everything he has achieved on a whim.
He has been serving Mortimer for quite some time. It won't be easy to bring him around. I have asked Monsieur de Richet to approach him. Let us have faith in him. I sense that Mr. Peru is about to surprise us too.
Yet he is Mortimer's strong arm in France.
He knows his time has come, and I believe he is intelligent enough to realize it means he is no longer any use to Mortimer. Do you feel all right, Mr. Godoy? You haven't said a word.
Please excuse me, gentlemen. I feel tired.
Oh, I see. I think it is high time you left us then. Now!
What the frig? Can he see me? Or sense me? Yeah, I know. That guy needs some concealer.
Emily? Emily? Are you there?
No, she's not. She definitely got whatever she wanted and took off.
Sir, the conference is about to begin. You are expected in the conference room.
Tell them I'm coming. Thank you.
Come on, Louis. The game is back on.
My friends, the conference is about to begin. Please excuse me if I troubled you last night with my project. I understand that you might well have a few questions to ask. As you know, the final vote will be cast in a few days. This morning's aim is to answer your questions and check the temperature of your respective positions so that we may reach a greater understanding.
As always, Lord Mortimer.
We parted in perfect disagreement, my lord. Where would you like us to take it from?
Come, sir. Please let William believe he still has a chance of winning us over. Otherwise, his imprecations will lack panache, and we shall be bored stiff.
Oh, let me assure you, I am convinced that a good night's sleep has brought sound advice, and that this morning will be even more interesting. Therefore, I would like to go around the table in order to hear everyone's first impressions.
Well, I am still firmly against it, even though my choice won't count.
Against.
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 And you, Luc Manuel?
Against, of course.
Well, as for me, I am for Lord Mortimer's project, despite Duchess Hillsborough's overwhelmingly convincing nocturnal attentions.
What? So Emily was playing at trying to win over guests last night?
It was nothing more than a friendly little chat, of course.
How could it be otherwise? And by the way, remember me to your husband when you see him. And you, President Washington, what is your position?
She's sleeping with everyone?
Well, you see, Monsieur Bonaparte,
Feel betrayed.
I would rather you'd have forgotten me for a minute. William, I am sorry, but I cannot follow you this time.
George? What?
I am against William. Please excuse me. I cannot commit the United States to such an enterprise. It's just too risky.
Well, that leaves just yourself and Monsieur Peru, Louis.
You're all making me sick. Look at yourselves.
What?
You are pathetic!
Have you been drinking or what?
There you are, quibbling away. My lord Duke this, and Madame Duchess that. You know very well that we're nothing but puppets on a damn string.
Jacques, really?
Let's end the charade. It's over.
Jacques.
My lord, thank you for everything you've done for me over the years. But it didn't come for free. And now I see the price is too high to pay. I'll stop.
Come, Jacques, we'll talk it over.
No, I'm finished. I want my freedom back, my lord.
Oh my
I
god.
shall no longer work for you.
I can't. He is a kid.
Wait.
Dorise, you just can't help it, can you?
Only
Stop
chance.
trying to play the hero,
Holy.
man.
Monsieur, I know I don't really know you, but you seem like a decent person.
I have done so many horrible things.
You blame yourself, I can see that. Everything's not lost.
I don't want to do bad things anymore.
You can take control of yourself again. You can fix whatever it is you've done.
Do you really believe that?
Of course, Jacques. You'll have all the time you need.
Where's this guy? Etiquette, psychology. He's immune to questioning. I think that's questioning. Oh my god, I'm like so nervous to make a decision here. This is conviction. Logic is that one. Questioning is that one. I don't want to like...
Look, you've done as much as you can. You have nothing to fear. Your daughter is safe.
Shut up!
Oh no! I should have done one of the things, but I was like, maybe if I talk about his daughter, he'll think of her. I could have found out his secret and probably had I convinced him. Ah! Mwah. So upset with myself right now. Let's see. Add a point there. Add a point there. It was so worth the points. I probably should have done it.
I don't understand. I spoke to him only recently.
Monsieur Perrault has lost his mind. It's obvious.
Yet another way for the French to make a spectacle of themselves. Well, once again, it has worked.
My friends, let us settle down, please. We are all in shock, of course. Let us praise Louis's gesture anyway. You did what you could.
Yes, it was very noble of you, Louis.
It wasn't your fault.
There was nothing else you could have done.
There's the dead bird.
I think everyone needs a little rest. Can you stay a moment?
Of course.
He's gonna know I killed his bird.
Louis, I wanted to talk to you a moment about what has happened. All this is tragic, but I wanted to thank you for doing what you could.
I wasn't able to save him.
You couldn't, Louis. You mustn't blame yourself. It is not your fault.
Is it your fault, Mortimer?
Of course, but I thought I could help him.
I guess it was too late. Don't torture yourself. Look what you've done. I admire what you did. Who else among all these great luminaries of the modern world even raised a finger? No one. You were the only one who tried to do anything. What a waste.
What are your plans now?
What do you mean?
For the conference. After the disappearances of both Elizabeth Adams and my mother, and now the death of Mr. Perlu, I should imagine that your guests are all packing their bags.
This might come as a bit of a shock to you, perhaps because it was so difficult to bring all these figures together. But I am convinced that none of them is preparing to leave.
But that is immoral. It is. But these people are, you know.
Are you serious?
They are all very experienced politicians. And though they are, of course, affected by the situation, they know full well that such an opportunity will not come again for a long, long time, if ever. They each represent their nation, and know full well that what is at stake here is far greater than the death of poor Monsieur Perru. You'll see. I am confident that they will all be ready to resume the conference.
If you say so. Allow me to take my leave, please.
Of course. You ought to get some rest. Oh, Louis, one more thing, please. What a pity you didn't support me during the conference. I hope I can count on you on the day of the vote. This major project needs men like you, Louis.
And you never know, right? Maybe by then, I'll see things differently.
Well, thank you for allowing me to believe in that possibility, Louis. From here on, I shall make it my mission to persuade you to change your vote.
Oh,
Be
no,
my
no, no,
guest. But I hope your arguments are very, very persuasive, because
I didn't want you to
I'm not the
persuade
only
me. I'm
one
just
who
letting you
isn't
know,
on
you
your
know.
side.
Oh, rest assured, I am working on it.
Very well, then. I'll see you later, my lord.
The poor bird. He doesn't even say anything about the bird.
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
I've been thinking about this. Nope. Maybe? Yeah, there we go. Woot! I was thinking maybe I was spelling it wrong. But he likes gods, and I think this is supposed to be Zeus, so it made perfect sense. I also now know Emily has a husband, and she slept with me. Which is kind of a problem. I have morals.
I already mentioned it yesterday. Either to you or to someone else. Impossible to tell with you people.
Yes, sir.
Your guess is not sufficient. Tell the others, for crying out loud. Remember to close my window once you've done my room. This isn't Corsica, you know. I'm freezing.
Of course, sir. I'll see to it straight away.
Good. Proceed.
Yes, sir.
Monsieur Bonaparte.
Sorry, Dorishi. I have no time for traitors such as yourself.
I beg your pardon?
If you are here, it's because Lord Mortimer agreed to include you. And what's the first thing that you do? You betray him by following Sir Gregory and bending over backwards to turn Washington against him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was free to vote as I pleased. I didn't realize I had to vote for Lord Mortimer in order to show my gratitude toward him. Hey, he invited me here to come and look for my missing mother during his high society party. I'm sorry. Truly sorry. I don't know all your
Oof.
customs yet.
It's just common decency that when invited to a man's castle, you don't go and to pee on his boots. Is it too much to ask?
I guess it is.
You don't go and pee on his boots. I'll remember that. Next time I invite someone to do something.
Sir Jacques Perru?
I am sorry, sir, but you are unable to access Monsieur Peru's room while we gather his personal effects.
Okay, well, we've gotten everything in that room.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
No answer. Nothing.
Emily? Emily, are you there? Emily!
Yes. Louis, is that you?
Yes, let me in.
I'm sorry, Louis. I don't feel very well. I'll see you later.
Are you sure everything's all right? Are you still there?
Is there someone in a room? I can't move away from the door.
Monsieur de Richet, I have no time. I was about to join Sir Gregory. Come back later.
I wanted to talk to you a moment and...
I am expected. I'm sorry. We shall talk later.
I tried. Let's see, before we go back to our room... Nope. Nope.
President George Washington.
There we go. Let's talk to Washington and see if that changes anything. If he's even here. Or not. I'll head back to my room. And I'm highly sus here.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Next time, I'll listen to my mother. Not a day has gone by without something happening to me. What now?
Louis, open up, please.
Coming, Mr. President, I'm coming!
Louis. Ah, there you are at last.
Yes,
I just saw your mother. She was accompanied by Emily, and they both went into the Duchess's room. I tried to join them.
I called it! Someone was in her room. Called it.
But I was refused entry. Louis, this does not bode well.
Oh, shit. Emily might want to avenge her sister. I must act quickly.
You're right, Mr. President. Thank you.
Why would Washington go out of his way to tell me all this, too?
I do believe that's Emily's voice. I can't understand what she's saying.
Emily! Emily, are you there? Answer me! Emily!
Oh, this
I
probably
can't
looks
open it.
sketchy.
It must be blocked on the other side. I'll have to find another way in, quick.
Quick, like how?
I have to get inside Emily's room through the... Shit! It's locked. No way. It's too sturdy. Damn it. It's closed. Seems like the key is still in the lock on the other side. That means I won't be able to pick it. Or I could do as I did the last time in the tower room. I wonder if I can get the key by pushing something underneath and making it fall.
Is that thing I'm gonna find in this room, or is it like something,
It's not a very complex lock. I'm sure I could force it if I can just find something to smash it with.
but it says to find something. There we go.
Napoleon's sword.
Yes, I want to look at it and then take the sword.
The sword is well made. I should be able to force a lock with it.
My dearest son.
A map. This should do the trick. Perfect. This card should do the trick.
I love how it's this card and it's a map.
Slowly, Louis. Nice and slow.
I feel like doing it that way, like
fast.
Like by
Better not take the sword
takes
with
time.
me. All I need now is someone to accuse me of theft.
Did I put the sword back? Hopefully.
It's as if there are several people inside.
Once again, you're the one who's the victim.
A
in
letter
all
from
this.
William
What
the
are you
Younger,
on about now?
addressed to Emily.
I should never have told
The
you what
present
happened to
Prime
me.
Minister of the
That's
United
worse,
Kingdom.
and you know it
Emily has
full well.
indeed some
I'm not
powerful
that naive.
backers.
I know you
Madam,
inside out.
thank you
Stop.
for consoling the Queen.
We'll end up losing everything if you keep on.
A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emma. 2 coils circle the lock.
I don't want to like check her room while I'm in here. Whoa!
What on earth is... You...
When did
Mother?
she shoot my mother? When I've heard the gun?
How dare you do this to me? You can talk. After everything I've done for you. You are joking, I hope, right? I gave you my life. That's enough, Emma. Now that Louis is here, you will leave Sarah alone. Cease your revenge immediately. What? If you think you're going to... Louis, help me, I beg you. I can no longer reason with her. I am Emily. Quit playing games. What? Honestly, don't be ridiculous. No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart. After everything we've been through together.
I do?
Well...
Don't you dare bring him into this. This is between you and me. I ask for nothing more, so stop taking it out on Sarah. You prissy little bitch. How dare you? Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? You are joking, I hope. I'm the one who told you everything that's been going on while you were away. Go on, then. That's what you want, isn't it? You want to kill me. Go on, then. Shoot. After all the trouble I've gone through to find you. Go on. What are you waiting for? Here, Louis, take this.
Wait, what's going...
An entire life for this. Go on, shoot. Sorry, Louis, I can't shoot her. She's my sister. That's enough, Emma. Louis, out of the way. She's dangerous. Don't trust her.
Oh my god.
What are you trying to do? Louis, out of the way. I am not Emma. Come on, Louis, tell her who the real Emily is.
Wait,
That's right, Louis. I'm fed up with this little game. Tell him who the real Emily is.
Why do these things always happen to me?
Well, Louis, come on, you know how to tell us apart, right?
Yes, but... I'd like to ask you a few questions to make sure there's no doubt.
Rational and open, Louis.
I'm glad I get to ask questions, because if it was
How
a
can I
guess,
tell them
I'd be
apart?
fucked.
Wait, I've got an idea.
On the night of our arrival... You handed me something. I wasn't feeling very well, and you handed me something. What was it?
My handkerchief, and you stained it with your blood. You still have it, as a matter of fact. But she already knows all this, Louis. It's a waste of time.
Right. Let's find something else. Ah, yes. Let's speak about my arrival at the manor.
On the night of our arrival, we were warming ourselves in front of the fire. Mortimer welcomed us in a very odd way.
Oh, that was
What
bad.
happened?
It won't work, Louis. It wasn't Mortimer who welcomed us. It was Sir Gregory. Sorry, Louis. I already told her.
Very well.
Let's try something else.
No,
On the
boy.
first night, we went up to bed, but I wasn't tired. I went for a little stroll. Do you remember if we saw each other that night or not?
No, not after going up to bed. That doesn't prove a thing. I was the one who told you that. Don't think you're going to get away with this deception so easily. I can assure you, you're going to regret pretending to be me once Louis has exposed you.
Right. I don't think I'll get very far like this. I'll have to find something better.
Oh, I don't think I'll even wait until he's finished.
Take it easy now.
Are you mad, Louis?
Lower your arm.
I better act quickly if I don't want things to get out of hand.
Come on, she's putting one over on you. Look.
Hold on, I need a pause. I'm like so stressed out here. Like, how can I possibly figure out who's who? Okay, deep breaths. Calm and rational, right? Who's the real Mr. Krabs? Oh, look, the lucky penny! Initiating self-destruct. Why did he make that button? Right? Like, why? I just, okay, deep breaths. Deep breaths. I want to say the one behind me is the fake, because I feel like the other one wouldn't want me to shoot her sister. Right? Like, that would make sense. But then again, I don't know what she knows, and the fact that she killed my mom. My mom's body is facing face down. So she would have had to be shot from behind in order for her to face that way, because if she was shot face forward, she'd fall backwards, right? Does this sound like I'm talking complete nonsense, or does this, like, make sense? Or is the game, like, not that detailed? Like, is it she fell that, like, did they just put her that way? Like, did they take the time to think about these things? But they both had guns. One just gave me the gun. And they both have the exact same gun. The one with the gun is the real one. But they both have... The one currently with the gun, you think is the real one? You have no evidence to support this claim. Oh! Why do I have to shoot anyone? Can I see my mom's body angle again?
It's yourself for crying out loud. You were prepared to shoot me down.
In the secret room behind the study. Talk to them about what you've been doing. Maybe they haven't spoken about it between each other yet.
On the night of the disappearance of Elizabeth Adams.
What about it? What do you want to know about that night?
Okay, my mom is face up, which makes me think the one that gave me the gun probably shot her.
Remember? How did you manage to vanquish the Medusa?
Sword toward the Gorgon, Gorgon toward the shield, shield toward the sword. Lantern toward the shield. Of course, I told her how to do it. That's enough! I've had enough of this charade.
Oh my god.
Louis, there's only one way to tell us apart. There's just one thing I didn't tell her about in detail. Too bad for you, Emma. I didn't want it to come to this, but you leave me no choice. Ask her about you and I. You just lost, Emma. I indeed didn't tell you everything about it. Come, Louis. Speak about our intimacy.
Very well. Let's talk about us.
No.
Last night, when you came to my room. What exactly did you expect from me?
Oh, manipulation.
Exactly what happened. I was hoping you would share your bed with me. What?
Which I did.
And it was delicious, sir. What do you mean, it was delicious? You little slut. What did you do? Believe it or not, Louis, out of fear of her jealousy, I didn't tell Emma that we spent last night together. I hate you!
That's enough, both of you. Now I know who the real Emily is.
Okay, so it's the one clearly in front of me.
It's you, Emily.
No, Louis! She is manipulating
No, wait.
you.
Emma's the one in front of me. Emily's the one behind me. I just fucked that up! Like, I understood which one was the not one, but I mixed up Emma and Emily. Emma's the one in front of me. And I just messed that up.
No, Emma. It's her. I know it. Despite all the trouble you've gone to put one over on me, I know it is her.
That's enough now, Emma. You little slut! Don't think you are going to get away with this so easily. You are going to stop your little game right now. Never! I am Duchess Hills. No!
Emily?
I am the Duchess.
But...
You don't! Dear God, what have I done? See what you've done. See?
Louis?
Mother!
What on earth is...
Go away!
What the
You
frig?
must go. Everyone is going to arrive.
Louis, what's going on?
Duchess, is everything all right?
Come on, Louis. There's nothing more you can do.
But I...
Leave us.
Emily!
Why was my mom just laying there? Oh god, I knew I was staring at Emma, but then I realized that it was asking me which one Emily was. Oh, face palming so hard right now. Oh.
What's going on?
Mother, go to the crypt. I'll meet you there.
I'll be waiting for you.
Emily.
Madam, I am coming in.
It was bound to end like this, Louis. Let me stay with her. Please. Go. I'll cover you.
Oh my god, I can't. I've just like messed up this game so bad. All that hard work just to mess up by not reading carefully enough. Oh god. Oh my god.
Good God. They're all here. They must have heard the gunshot.
Where is Lord Mortimer?
Can anyone hear anything through the door?
Did you hear that? I was not dreaming, was I?
Certainly not, Duke Godoy.
What's going on?
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering. Gentlemen, go back to your rooms. Go back to your rooms. I shall find out from Lord Mortimer what this is all about. Thank you.
My instructions are clear, sir. No one is to enter.
Meet your mother in the garden crypt. How do I... I can't believe I did that. This is the wrong side. Well then. I don't even know what to say. I'm like so overcome with grief here. Oh. Why was my mom just lying there? Can we talk about that? Like, why?
Chronolite water.
How did I get through this maze last time? Like, why?
A Vazant.
Louis! At last, there you are.
Mother, wait,
Come, we have to be quick.
No, wait, Mother,
Time is running out, Louis. First, we must...
No! That's enough. I won't go a step further unless you explain to me what is going on here. I'm begging you. Talk to me.
You must trust me, my son. You are not ready yet.
You're the one who should trust me. Tell me what's happening.
You would never believe me.
You gotta try.
I came all the way here for you. Now I've found you. I'm ready, Mother.
If only... Louis, I have always taught you to keep your mind open and rational. I know you are going to find this hard to believe, but what I am going to reveal to you is entirely true. Many years ago, I found out that demons really do live among us.
I beg your pardon?
And that they can influence our thoughts.
Mother, listen to yourself. I know you're exhausted, but for crying out loud, listen to what you're saying. Demons? What next? An ancient monster with a head like an octopus? What do your demons look like? Have they got horns and a pointed tail?
No, these are not creatures with billy goat's legs. Forget your Christian folklore. Imagine them more as parasitic spirits. They possess their hosts and direct them from inside.
Parasitic spirits?
Yes, they are capable of going from one body to another as they see fit. And 2 of them are present on this island.
Right. So let me guess.
The Boogeyman of Father Christmas. Washington and Bonaparte. Godoy.
Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory, right?
You felt it too?
No, even if Home does look the part. But I don't know who else could do it, given that we're on their territory.
Many years ago, well before you were born, I crossed paths with one of them. Since then, I've spent my life trying to find it again. When we recovered the Alizif, I was persuaded that von Burchard was working for this demon in one way or another. But I thought he would hand the book to a middleman during this conference. That's where I made an error that could well turn out to be fatal. The one who Burchard was meant to give the book to was none other than the demon in person, Mortimer. Not to mention that Home had sent Volner to get it for him.
Home and Mortimer are demons?
They both seem to disagree about many things, but I'll admit I never knew exactly why. There are many of them, Louis, not just those 2.
Mother, have you any proof to support any?
Can we talk about her hand and what happened?
This...
Of course, but you do too. You had everything laid out in front of you. Didn't you notice anything?
I must admit, I found it difficult to understand how and why Mortimer didn't have a place in history.
On the continent, Mortimer and Home are mere dandies who organize society balls. History forgets them with a disconcerting facility. No one speaks about them, and yet they whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.
I went beyond the Nightmare Mother.
You understood the Masonic date.
Who's she working with?
Of course! It was during that siege that the demon took possession of Sir Mortimer. They spent a whole night in conversation until the early hours of the morning. Mortimer had passed the test. He had charmed the demon, and so it chose him to be its host for centuries to come. But tell me, did you find his secret study?
I did indeed.
Did you see his maps of the world?
He has contacts the world over.
Yes, I've been developing the Golden Order across the world for many years, and I've never seen anyone with such influence. It's simply inhuman.
Well, those property deeds across the world, all signed by the same hand, and over several centuries.
I am proud of you, Louis.
I found your notes, written in lemon juice.
Where all eyes size you up. At one stage, I was so afraid of losing my mind that I noted everything down. Congratulations, Louis. Wait, please tell me you didn't open Pandora's box.
The urn? No, I didn't. Why?
Good. We'll deal with it later.
That's Pandora's box? I mean, at the bottom of Pandora's box is hope, so it's not the worst thing.
You mean the conference?
How can you explain that someone manages to bring together so many important figures without anyone knowing?
And without any security or personnel.
Louis, I am proud of you. You came all this way. You found me. You have surpassed me.
You taught me everything I know. Right. How did it all begin?
I saw him.
What do you mean you saw him?
I was 20 years old. I was young and carefree. I traveled the world in search of adventure. In the Persian Gulf, we came across an ancient grimoire that became unlocked. Composed of 7 parts, each one was a book in itself, set in a sort of metal armor that structured the whole thing. When all the volumes were brought together, they formed a single book. On my return to Paris, I set to studying these pages. I spent all my days and nights studying them.
Oh, I can imagine you doing that.
But the writing was in a language I had never seen before, developed well before Sumerian, in my opinion. So I got the idea to form a small occult circle composed of all the major names in the occult world to see if anyone else could crack it.
And you found no one.
And I found someone, Louis. I found him. Or rather, he found me. He was young, charismatic. He was flamboyant.
You mean Mortimer?
He was a veritable mine of knowledge. I showed him the book, and he was able to decipher a few passages. We spent several months together studying the pages.
Oh my god, he's like my dad. This is how this is going.
He was already old in those days, wasn't he? So you recognized him when you arrived on the island, right?
No, he wasn't in that body. But I know it was him. I swear it was him. The way he spoke, his posture, a few of his intonations, his mannerisms.
Wait a minute. You were talking about 60 years ago. I've lost the thread.
Yes, sorry. He helped me understand certain passages until I realized that he only translated a few parts for me. But I had aroused his interest. It was too late.
How so?
I mean to say he manipulated me. He used me, and in the end, he stole the book with all its secrets.
Did he ever go to your place?
Not once. At least I don't think so. But before disappearing, he proposed a pact between us. He proposed that I follow him and let him teach me, allow him to bring me up.
And you refused, of course.
Why, naturally, Louis. You don't make deals with the devil. After that, I spent my whole life looking for him. 3 years later, in Berlin, I just missed him. In London, I lost 6 members of the Order in a chase. In 1741, in Tunisia, I found a sect of fanatics who had crossed paths with him once. 1741, in Poland. 1749, in India.
8 years ago in Venice.
We agreed never to speak about what happened in Venice, Louis.
You agreed, and that was before you spoke to me about demons. Wait, the baby we delivered, you and me, that night in Venice, did he have anything to do with Lord Mortimer?
The child was his son.
We stole his son? Are you insane? I always thought we took him to save him.
That was the case. It was precisely to save him from his father.
Need I remind you the mother died during childbirth? What became of the child?
Later. For the moment, that is not the key issue here. Once we found the Al-Azif in Paris, I followed von Borchart's trail here. I didn't think it would lead me straight to the demon. It was careless of me. He toyed with me for a few days, until I caught on, until I saw him as he was. But he had no intention of letting me leave. We are all his pawns, Louis, and if we don't want to spend the rest of our lives turning round in circles here, we must absolutely get off this island. All right, can we move on?
Wait a minute, one last thing. I want to know what happened between you and Emily's sister.
Great responsibility often brings difficult choices, Louis. That's all you need to know.
Mother, I won't take a step further if you don't answer me.
You dare blackmail me?
I'm listening.
All right, I used her. So there you are. Happy now? We had the Al-Azif, and I didn't think we would be able to escape with it. In order to ensure that the book did not fall into their hands, or that one of them couldn't read in us where we had hidden it, I asked Emily to...
It's Emma.
Yes, or rather for me, it was Emily. So I asked Emma to hide it without anyone seeing, and then I disposed of her. I am sorry for her, but she was part of the Golden Order, Louis. She knew the rules when she joined.
I want to know what happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Louis, we haven't time for those details.
I'm sorry, Mother, but I want to know.
She was one of the receptacles for these monsters. I met her parents when she was born. One of the demons got inside her. The demon used her to spy on her father, John Adams. He is one of the founding fathers and vice president of the United States, you know.
Mortimer possessed her?
No, I don't think it was Mortimer. Her father, John Adams, hired me to tend to her, but the evil in her was too deep. In spite of the various treatments I tried on her, I never succeeded in getting it out of her. It's not something I'm proud of, Louis, but I had to try everything.
Do you know who killed her?
Absolutely not.
What was going on with the cannons in Tuscany?
It was nothing.
Since when does the Order finance wars?
The cannons for that Bonaparte fellow? Listen, once in the lion's den, I did whatever I could to appear legitimate. So yes, I pretended to be interested in Mortimer's project about a young military man who was seeking funding for a foundry in Tuscany. Between you and me, if buying China would have enabled me to escape, I would have signed without hesitation.
What did you negotiate about the Al-Azif with Volner?
Absolutely nothing. I managed to pull the wool over his eyes until I found a way to flee.
Samuel Ritter du Choix, you wanted to send me a letter about Godoy.
I wanted you to run a check on Duke Manuel. But frankly, it doesn't really matter anymore now. Godoy is just a pawn like the others. He is not the one I was looking for.
On the evening of my arrival, Cardinal Piaggi came looking for you. He was determined to give you a letter.
More of his lists. Louis, I think I know what's in that letter, and I beseech you to believe that it is the least of our worries. We can sort that out later.
You know, I found your package under a wharf plank.
Thanks for not touching it.
I mean, I did touch it, I just put it back.
Are you going to tell me what happened to your hand?
Better than that, I shall show you.
You're gonna show me what happened to your hand? By what? Cutting off mine? Oh, you know what? Those little traps that Mortimer does, like they pricked me. I bet. We read the thing about the lock, where if someone gets snoopy and they put their hand in it, it'll chop it off. Ah, this all comes full circle now.
Good. I think that's about right. We shall speak about it once we get back to France.
Great actions for humanity have been decided by demons for centuries, Louis. They are playing with our destiny. We are their slaves. And it's time for it to stop. By the way, what was Mortimer's project at this conference?
He demands that the Spanish hand over Louisiana to France.
Oh, knowing him, it won't stop there. We should do our utmost to put a stop to Mortimer's plans. But for the time being, there are more pressing matters.
Are you going to tell me why we're here?
There. That's why we are here.
Yep. That's the trap. I missed so many alternative paths there.
Reassure me, we aren't going to have to force that one, are we?
I don't think we're even capable of doing it. You're going to have to find a way to open it.
Why, of course. And what's inside?
Something to vanquish them with?
Perfect. So, how does it open?
We'll need several keys. I found a note from the architect who conceived the mechanism in Mortimer's secret study. We have to first gather 5 objects before we try anything.
Are the 5 objects the keys?
Exactly. We have the Clement III cross, the nails, the Gutenberg Bible, the exegesis of Judas, an armillary sphere, and all we need to match up the dates between the different calendars.
Great.
An exegesis. Anything else?
Did you manage to vanquish the Medusa?
To open the chimney? Yes, absolutely.
So you've already come across it. It's the Bible of Judas that is exposed in the secret room behind the chimney.
Why do they call it an exegesis?
Because that's what it is, and not an apocryphal Bible, strictly speaking. It's the study of a text with a summary, not an actual Bible. Anyway, well done for the Gorgon. You did well. You didn't get tricked by the light bouncing back.
Thanks. Do you think I can take it safely?
We haven't got a choice, Louis. Without it, we won't be able to work out this cursed mechanism.
Fun.
Why a cross?
Well, I haven't the foggiest idea, but it just so happens that's what you are going to use to activate the mechanism. I found the one Mortimer kept. It belonged to Cardinal Guibert, better known by the name of Pope Clement III.
Perfect. Where is it?
Unfortunately, I've lost it. When I lost my hand, I went dashing out, and it must have fallen from my pocket.
Remember, Mother. I'm certain you can remember.
Let me think.
You were running.
I was bleeding to death.
You remember the pain.
I thought I was going to faint. Yes, I remember. I don't think it can be far, can it?
Would you have lost it outside?
No, I don't think so. It must be in the area. I don't remember going up with it.
Perfect. I'll search the crypt before leaving.
Well, that's the easy one.
Some nails?
Don't ask me. I'm not the one who made the mechanism, you know. When I arrived, there were already a few of them inserted, so I didn't have to worry about those. On the other hand, I remember seeing some in Mortimer's secret study, behind his nightmare.
In a golden cup? Yes. Yes, I saw them too.
Perfect. It will be easy for you to find them then. You need 3 of them.
Very well.
You remember what to do about the rollers. 1191 to enter, and 6466 to exit.
Of course.
Yeah.
This is the book in which you left your correspondence with Duchess Hillsborough, isn't it?
That's right.
You still believe it's in the tower room, don't you?
I don't know. There is only one way to find out, though.
Right. I shall go and see. There's one in the portrait gallery.
Yes, but it's enormous. If you don't want to have to go back and forth several times, then I suggest you get a smaller one.
What did you do then?
I didn't think I'd need one. I started without one, and I lost my hand before I did need one. And you can see the result.
She's got a point.
What do you mean by the concordance of dates exactly?
Don't worry about that. We already have them. They are written on the back of the message I just gave you.
Why would you do that? That's not
One
smart.
last thing before you go. Be very careful. If you come across anyone, they can all potentially be spies of Mortimer or Holm. Don't ever confide in anyone because a demon can slip inside them at any moment.
Wait, not all of them though. Take Washington.
Especially Washington. He's been conditioned by Mortimer for years. Look at them, for crying out loud. How do you explain their behavior otherwise? The most influential politicians in the Western world gather together without the least protection, without a single aid to assist them, to participate in a conference during which the guests start dropping like flies. Me, Adams, Peru, Hillsborough. Look at the number of calamities that have happened over the past few days. And not one of them has asked to leave the island? Do you find that normal? You'll see. Go up to the manor to look for the keys, and I wager not one of them will speak to you about my being in Emily's room.
Do you think so?
Go on, you'll see. And come back with all the objects in one go. Time is against us. And remember, the code to get out of the secret office is 6466.
Which we've already been in, so... Haven't found any books online. I'm kind of getting nervous with that.
Let's see if I can work it out myself. It looks like a kind of control panel.
There's a cross-shaped slot there. I'd say you've got to place a claymore the third cross in it.
You ought to go, Louis. If someone finds us here, the situation might well become seriously complicated.
Well, people are seeing me come in and out of it, I'm sure. But okay.
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better. A pound.
Famous cross of Claymont III. Perfect. And one key found. What on earth is that? A disc with information engraved in the metal? An iris that should open, I imagine, and blood.
There are Roman numerals, Arab numbers, and town names.
Go on. I'm listening. What do you think?
On each engraved piece of information, there's a hole. Those are for the nails, right?
That's absolutely right.
Did you succeed in opening this iris?
Yes, by putting the cross on the console and the 3 nails on the disc, the iris opens. It gives access to a hole where I put my hand, thinking I could fully open the iris. There's a handle at the bottom, and as you can see, it didn't turn out very well for me.
Mother? The dried blood. There.
Yes, it's mine. Sorry if I stained everything, but I must admit that at the time my thoughts were more on the pain than cleaning up after myself.
Which is fair. Ooh, the air symbol one. Sure, I get everything. And now it's nighttime. How long was I down there?
Right. It's definitely an armillary sphere, but I have to find one that I can take with me. Otherwise, I risk drawing too much attention to my comings and goings. Now, where can I find a smaller one? Right. Let's see if the statues are in place yet.
How did I do this before? No, Gorgon was looking at the shield guy.
That statue is not positioned correctly.
Is it towards the lantern? No, it was towards the shield, right?
That statue is not positioned correctly.
There we go.
Open sesame.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Duty calls, you know?
So that's Pandora's box? An urn? Mother seemed worried that I was able to open it. I wonder why. So, I did well not to touch it. And this legend.
Like checking for books over here. Why can't I move? There we go.
Caesar's laurel wreath. If Mortimer really is what my mother says he is, it could mean... No, that's impossible. No, not Caesar. Now, given all the relics
What, they
preserved
use
here,
Brutus?
it wouldn't surprise me if Mortimer claimed it was Excalibur. So that's the exegesis of Judas.
Can we
I
talk
hope
about why my
Mortimer doesn't
mom was
read it very
dead on the
often.
floor still?
Otherwise, he's going to notice that someone's stolen it.
Or, like,
That's just
fainted?
too bad. I need it.
The nails, the Bible, and the spear.
Right. I've got what I need. Now let's not waste any more time.
Okay. We're gonna go this way. Ooh. Haven't been able to actually unlock this room prior. At least not to my knowledge. Ooh, and there's a back door. I wonder where the back door goes to. Amber!
Fragment of amber.
A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of water.
I have one key. These seats look very uncomfortable. Oh my god, it all makes sense now.
Chronicles of the Amber Princess. As I
Keep doing
recall,
that.
Dorkin was my favorite character.
Not too shocked
I beg your pardon?
about Peru this morning. I asked you if you weren't too shocked by it all.
I did what I could. He made his choice. Tragic, but there it is.
He made his choice, yes, but it puts us in a very sensitive situation. How are we going to win the conference with just the three of us?
Tell me. I was wondering. You wouldn't know where to find an armillary sphere, would you?
Do you really think this is the right time? Oh, ask Volner. I am sure he will know. What with him being passionate about astronomy, you ought to get on fine together. Leave me now. I need to think of a solution.
I won't keep you any longer.
I'll just let you know.
See you later.
You
monsieur.
fail. I like how I finish my conversation, he just appears now. I'm still confused why all the butterflies are here. Some things just don't add up. And that's one of them. Why was my mom on the ground? Like one of like 8 questions I have at this point. That, why are there butterflies? Like they don't move when I come up to them. Is this the guy I need to see?
Monsieur Johann van Volner.
Yeah.
An armillary sphere. Perfect. That will save me some time. I only hope that he isn't going to realize it right away.
Am I normally in this guy's room? Have I like looked through this room thoroughly? See some open boxes and whatnot. Yeah, I probably have. I'm like so twisted and like turning around. Oh, I shouldn't be.
Ah, Louis. Glad you're here.
That was scary.
Blasted. He's gonna talk about my mother.
Come and see what I've found. There are pieces of paper in the ashes of the chimney. Someone's been burning something here.
Incredible. He doesn't seem to want to speak to me about what happened between my mother and the Hillsborough sisters.
Show me a little.
Look, it's possible to distinguish 2 different writing styles.
The rest of the correspondence between my mother and Emma.
Someone tried to burn an exchange of messages. I'm certain. There must be more.
Shit. What on earth is he doing?
Ah, I see. I know what it's about.
Do you know who was doing their communicating in this room?
Yes, but of course we must keep it to ourselves, because it is still a sensitive matter. Volner and Elizabeth had an affair. Volner hinted that he found a way to remain discreet about it, I admit it is ingenious.
Well, I would never have guessed.
Delighted to have helped, but I still have to find my mother.
Of course. We shall see each other later in that case.
Wasted enough time. The Bible. Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortar world must ripen in our rays. Oh, the Bible's still there.
That's a plus. Where were the nails again? Mortimer took it back, hidden in his desk room. Oh, so I have to go with Mortimer's room.
A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
I have both keys now. Again, deep hole. Pit to nowhere. And no one bats an eye. Maybe it's a good thing I killed the bird? Maybe it was a messenger? God, what was the number she told me again? I wrote this down somewhere.
This time, it'll be a lot quicker. If I remember rightly, the code was 1191.
If only I have control over my body. There we go. Why is it as it opens, it like turns the lock? It doesn't need to. I guess to reset it so no one can come in after me, but still, that just all goes to 0.
Of course. Weaknesses of the Human Psyche by Gilhelm Trimor.
Why not? Well,
Gilhelm Trimor. Trimor. An anagram of Mortimer. Wow. Arrogant enough to publish writings on mental control in full view of everyone. I wonder who he's writing for.
okay. None of that stuff.
Mortimer's conference is successful. French forces on the North American continent could literally change the balance of competing armies. I don't understand why Washington would let it happen. Looks like obsidian or onyx. It must weigh a ton. What on earth could that be? Feathers, pigeons probably.
Where are the nails? They're
There. Those are the nails I was looking for. I noticed they were old and rusty, but I hadn't noticed these traces of... Could that be blood? Is it really the relic of the Holy Cross? I can hardly believe it.
right. Come on, let's get out of here. 6466, if I remember correctly.
Like, why make me punch? Okay, I was about to say, why make me punch it in again if I'm already kind of dealt with it? There's no way Mortimer doesn't have someone or something spying on me. Like, this guy would be super stupid. He's lived enough lifetimes, he should know.
Golden elixir.
So, good. You've managed to gather all the keys.
Yes, that's right. I have everything. What should I start with?
Place the Clement III cross on the console. Then you have to put the nails on the disc of the door.
What theme did you start with?
As the fresco shows the birth of Christ, I placed one nail in Bethlehem, one in chapter 2, and one in verse 6. The iris opened a little. I thought it was normal. Behind the aperture of the iris, there is a duct in which I put my hand. I felt something like a valve at the bottom. I thought by turning it the door would open, or the iris would open completely, or something else would happen. Instead, I felt something like an axe cut off my hand. I really thought it was the end of me.
What did you do then?
Well, although I had made some unfortunate choices, I was lucky in that Mortimer was well stocked with drugs. I raided his supplies of medicine.
What hole should I put the nails in?
Well, I can't really advise you there, because I haven't exactly made the best choices myself. All I can say is that you have to insert one to choose a town, one to choose a chapter, and one to choose a verse.
Oh, boy.
All right, my turn now.
Go ahead, impress me. I'll shut up and let you concentrate.
This exegesis contains comments from Judas on the different Gospels. It only contains certain chapters and verses, and the chapters are indicated by Roman numerals. The lexicon refers to different chapters and verses from the exegesis of Judas.
Oh, boy.
Chapter 2, verse 6. Jesus was born of Mary and Joseph on the 22nd of Teveth at midnight, 3762, in the village of Bethlehem. Chapter 2, verse 6. And so it was that, while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered of a child. And she brought her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore
I wish I
afraid.
knew my Bible stuff better. Uh, so many towns.
Chapter 24, verse 3. Jesus rose from the dead on the 14th of Nisan, 3793, in Nazareth. He appeared with a halo above his head. Chapter 24, verse 3. But when they entered, they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus. While they were wondering about this, suddenly 2 men in clothes that gleamed like lightning stood beside them. In their fright, the women bowed down with their faces to the ground. But the men said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here, he has risen. Remember how he told you while he was still with you in Galilee."
There's gotta be something I've gotta figure out.
The cycle of the moons has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now.
Then why did I need it? There's just parts of this that I don't know yet.
The fresco clearly shows the birth of Christ.
Louis, I can assure you that that is not the solution to this enigma. This fresco's only purpose is to mislead. I know that now. Please, focus on another theme about Christ.
Well, I'll have to trust her.
Is it the crucifixion because of the nails?
You could see that the paint has come off in parts. Difficult to see what was there, but I can distinguish the letters N-R-I. Nothing more.
N-R-I.
Why, of course. They're part of the initials I-N-R-I that you can find on the cross of Jesus at his crucifixion.
Okay, so I'm kind of going in the right
Yes,
area.
it's definitely a representation of the birth of Christ, but some of the details have flaked away. I can't see any other clues. One thing is for sure, this enigma deals with the life of Jesus, like my mother said.
That's a lot.
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions. Clearly, we have names of towns, Arabian numerals, and Roman numerals. There are 3 styles of writing, and I've got 3 nails. There must be a link. I must surely put in 1 nail per category.
Well, that was useless. Okay, so the crucifixion is in this Bible somewhere.
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head. Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and 2 others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Okay.
Chapter 19,
That's
verse
not what I
17.
wanted to do.
And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and 2 others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Okay.
The cycle of the moons has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now.
Doesn't it though? The time of date? It won't let me insert the nails. Why not? I'm pretty sure it has to do with the crucifixion. Talk to my mom again? Oh, I have to put maybe this part in first. Okay. Where is... Okay, so... this one, right? Because that's where he was crucified. That's definitely the place. So I'm assuming I have to do 1 Roman numeral and 1 number. It said 26, so maybe one of the Roman numerals equals 26? This is 24, right? So... That one's definitely right, but how do I get the rest of the numbers?
The cycle of the moons has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now. Cross is stuck in the mechanism. I can't do anything.
Okay, I just need... Oh, what was the nickname for the... That town had a different name.
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head. Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the Place of a Skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him and 2 others with him on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Which one is of the skull? It's not Bethlehem. You said near Jerusalem.
Chapter 14, verse 22. On the 7th of Nisan, 3793, Jesus shared his Last Supper in the Cenacle in Jerusalem. Chapter 14, verse 22. And as they did eat, Jesus took bread and blessed and broke it, and gave to them and said, "Take, eat. This is my body." And he took the cup, and when he'd given thanks, he gave it to them, and they all drank of it.
Towns. Jerusalem.
Chapter 5, verse 2. Jesus cures the sick and lame on the 8th of Adar, 3791, in Jerusalem, at the pool of Bethesda. All stand and fling away their canes. Chapter 5, verse 2.
That's not what I meant to do.
Jesus
I
cures
always
the
think
sick
that's
and
the back
lame
and
on
it's
the 8th
not.
of Adar, 3791, in Jerusalem, at the pool of Bethesda. All stand and fling away their canes.
Ah, this puzzle. Oh, she wrote dates for me. Maybe it has to do with those dates. This is like reading Japanese to me. Actually, I think I slightly understand Japanese more, and it's not even like close. Okay. I have to insert the nails. It's definitely this one. But what numbers is it? These puzzles are hard. That's all I gotta say. It's definitely. It's gotta be one Roman numeral, one number. And it definitely has to relate to his crucifixion. $19. That was one of the numbers from the book. And 17.
It works.
Well done, Louis. I hadn't seen those other wheels. Try connecting the theme to see if it goes all the way.
Oh my god. I'm not putting my hand in. Analyze the whole door. Analyze the inside wheels.
There must surely be a connection between the wheels. Look at this. There are notches between each of the wheels. So, I have to link the name of the town from the theme I've chosen to an icon, then to a date, and finally, the date to the moon.
You gotta be kidding me.
This wheel contains several symbols made up of one or two figures and one letter. The highest figure does not exceed 31, and each letter corresponds to a month of the year. A for April, and M for March. I think these symbols must represent a specific date.
Okay, but they didn't use the same calendar, so it's probably shifted.
There are different icons on this wheel, but it looks like some of them can't be connected to the other wheels. Mother, what do you think?
As I told you, I didn't get that far. Nevertheless, these icons do represent moments in the life of Christ.
Thanks, Mom. You're so helpful.
Now, given the difference between the number of icons and the number of towns, I think that only one path connects all the wheels with one another. Let's try to connect the theme I've chosen with the rest. During new moon, the moon is entirely in the shadow. Then, the shadow moves from west to east, meaning left to right, and goes through the following states: waxing crescents, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over with a full shadowed new moon.
Oh boy.
The moon shadow moves from west to east.
I guess that makes sense. God, these guys make a really challenging game, I'll give them that. Okay. What's this do? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. At the top, that's the crown of thorns. which is mentioned. So we need to move that to the city, I'm assuming. I think. I'm second guessing myself, but that would make sense. So the wheel of icons. Oh, but there's like the... Is that a candle or is that nails? Hmm. No, that... I think that's right. Okay. Well, we'll find out, I guess, when I stick my hand in, right? Because I'm eventually gonna have to do that. And based on these dates... I think I need April 8th. So I need to move the dates. Oh no, wait. I need to go all the way around, I think. Right, because 26M now lines up with the crown. Okay, now I need the moons. Which I need to figure out with this.
The moon shadow moves from west to east.
That's not what I meant to do. I think... I feel like none of these dates match up with anything I'm thinking.
'30th of Ramadan, 554, waning crescent. 5th of Jamada al-Thani, 609, waxing crescent.
Oh, maybe I have to get close to the date and then figure it out from there.
20th of Du al-Hajjah, 561, waning gibbous. 6th of Layar, 3789, waxing crescent. 6th of Rajab, 611, waxing crescent.
I want to hear all of them to see if like something kind of sticks.
8th of Ramadan, 553, waxing crescent. 13th of Shaban, 607, waxing gibbous. 19th of Jamada al-Awwal, 639, waning gibbous. 7th of Shaban, 607, first quarter.
Okay. Alright, so that's the phases of moon. I think I want that one because that's the crescent, and that's the incoming crescent. Moves from west to east. Yeah, so that's the incoming crescent. I think this is right. I think this is right. I'm gonna lose my arm, aren't I? Well, we're gonna find out. Oh god, moment of truth. Everyone cover your eyes.
I can feel the lever at the bottom.
Good luck. I never doubted
Oh
you,
my
son.
god. I had like such a panic attack there. I was like, this is definitely not gonna be good. Tranlock, big head. Yeah, I didn't lose my arm, that's a plus. I shot the wrong person, but you know, I didn't lose my arm. I could have reviewed the conference results? Oh god, I keep missing shit. I feel like I want to go there. And there, yeah. That was it? Oh my god, my brain. Oh. Well, guys, we're alive. Do I have anything left in me? Not at all. These are getting progressively really hard. However, they're really good puzzles. Like, there's a lot of thought that goes into them. But, like, parts of my brain that are just being pulled to think about things, it's just ouch. But I really like it. I don't know what you guys think. Let's see. I still can't believe I shot the wrong one. This is why your names should not be, like, really close, like Emma and Emily. In everything where I've had to pick between twins, I've always picked the wrong twin, even when I understand what I'm doing. So, that's kind of funny. Let's see, we'll get out of the game. And then, let's see, is there anyone on? Ooh, Cozy Games is on. We should check and see how they're doing, because I need something to unwind. That game is very, very intense. So let's head on over to Cozy Games. And it looks like she's playing Animal Crossing New Horizons. And she's doing an island redesign with a home design. Sounds like it should be very relaxing, considering. So I will see you guys over there. And until then, have a great night. Have a great week. Bye, guys.